Thank you, John. It's an honour to be speaking this afternoon on behalf of the Miners' Union to express publicly our sympathy, support and commitment to the memory of the men who went to work 12 months ago on this day and did not come home. To the friends and family of the 29 men of Pike, I'm here to convey the sincere condolences and warmest wishes of our union, the EPMU, and those of the international family of miners and other unions who have expressed their full support over the last year and continue to do so. When I heard the news on the evening of the 19th of November last year, I initially hoped it was just a rock fall or a blockage. I hoped it was an emergency and not a disaster. Clearly it wasn't that simple. Within hours, the union had mobilised a small army of supporters and helpers who gathered in Greymouth. We were there to offer whatever practical assistance we could to the families, friends and co-workers of the Pike River miners who were trapped deep underground. It was a desperate, anxious and gut-wrenching time for everyone. Like the families of the miners, we hoped for a miracle that their partners, fathers, husbands, sons and friends would come home. Today, we remain determined to do whatever it takes to make sure these brave men are recovered and the families are reunited with their loved ones. In the aftermath of the Pike explosions, the EPMU, the Miners' Union, set about to raise money as well as to coordinate and facilitate a range of initiatives to help the families get through this tragedy and to help to rebuild their shattered lives. When the disaster struck, we immediately linked up with our Australian mining comrades who provided an incredible array of expert help, information and advice. We experienced the amazing bond of loyalty and kinship that every miner shares, no matter where they work and live in the world. We are so very proud of our Australian mining friends and grateful for their unswerving efforts to help. We immediately started the Pike River Union Trust Fund and raised $800,000 from union members through this country and from miners' unions around the world. Half of this money has gone into the Red Cross Community Fund and the other half into an education trust for the children of the lost men. We're immensely proud of Helen Kelly from the Council of Trade Unions, who came to Greymouth shortly after the explosions to assist in setting up the families group. This may not have grabbed the headlines, but has helped hold the families in good stead, meeting every week for the last 12 months to work together through this extraordinary experience. It is a privilege for our union to work in with the families' legal teams as we endeavour to reveal the truth about the factors that led to this disaster. Every day our legal team at the Royal Commission is in close contact with the families' lawyers. We want to make sure that the families get the benefit of the very best mining assistance and advice. I know I'm fully supported by all miners on the coast, around New Zealand and around the world when I say that the 29 men must be returned to their loved ones, and they must be returned before any work resumes at the mine. It is quite unbelievable that after 12 months, very little effort has gone into recovering those 29 men, while a comparatively huge amount of resources has gone into looking after the interests of those with a financial stake in the mine. What does this say about values and priorities? Our union has long advocated for much tougher regulations and systems for mine safety in New Zealand. Pike River has exposed the fact that coal mining can be incredibly dangerous. Light-handed regulation and oversight does not work. We need to make sure that the lessons learned from this tragedy are embedded in future law and regulation so that underground coal mining in New Zealand is aligned with world's best practice. We have to do all we can to make sure there is never a repeat of this tragedy. But this must extend to all work in New Zealand. We cripple and kill far too many workers in industrial actions in Aotearoa. I'd like to end by saying that in union health and safety circles here and around the world, there is a saying, mourn for the dead, fight for the living. I say to the 29 men of Pike who died on this day a year ago, we mourn for you, we will never forget you, and in honour of your memory, we will continue to fight for safety in our mines. Thank you.